Welcome to Undiet Your Coaching Practice podcast. I'm Stephanie Dozier, clinical nutritionist, certified intuitive eating counselor, and creator of the Going to Beyond the Food method. And after a 25-year dieting career, I decided to say hell no to diet culture and undiet my life, which also included my coaching practice. I'm on a mission to help all coaches undiet not only their life, but their coaching business. If you want to throw down diet culture, you're in the right place. Ready, sisters? Let's do this. Hello, my dear sister colleague. I'm so excited to be with you today. It's an episode that I've been looking forward to record all seasons. The whole season, I've been thinking about this one and taking notes on my note app on my phone. And here we are. I have 9 tips for you on how to grow your business mindset, but the non-diet way. And heads up, this will include 1 to 2 rants. And before I even start on the rants, I just want to say this. As a professional and as a coach, I want you to understand that if you feel triggered through my rants, it's not because I'm attacking you. When we feel trigger, this is a big coaching tip. Like, this is not a business tip, but let's do a coaching tip here. When we feel trigger as an individual, professional or not, it's the sign for us to look into what's going on underneath. It's a sign for us to peel the layer back to see what is triggering us and how we can learn from the trigger. End of the coaching professional tip here, back to business mindset. So if you feel triggered in my 1 or 2 rants, I don't know how many I'm going to rant on yet, but perhaps 1 or 2. If you feel trigger, it's a sign for you to look under that and see what's triggering you. It's a sign that you need to push yourself a little bit in that direction. For us to dismantle diet culture as a group of professionals, we need to push ourselves. And I'm going to explain to you during the business mindset here why this needs to happen. And I believe this is the reason why so many of us stop working in our business. We come to this work with passion, with vigor, with enthusiasm. We want to change the world. We want to change other people's lives. We want to improve women's self-confidence. And we want to teach this non-diet approach in the same way that it changed our lives. We want to change other people's life. But our mindset around business is stopping us. And there's a very good reason why this happened. And I think it's going to be tip number 2 in my first rant. So stick with me here. When I do the interview for the non-diet mentorship program, right, our 6 months mentorship program where we take health professional and teach them the non-diet way, both professionally and business-wise, this is an application process. Like, we don't let everybody come in. We have an application process, and then those that get through the application then get an interview with me. And you get a first glance at who I am as a mentor. You get a first glance at our Going Beyond the Food method value system. And one of them is honesty. And when women come to me, one of the things that I ask in the interview, like there's a form you need to fill before in the interview where I ask you, what are your goals? And I filter through people with this question because there's some women that are coming with an absolutely crazy idea of what it is to build a business. They're like, I have no business right now, but in 6 months from now, I want to have 30 clients and make 6-figure. That is my first business tip here. That's BS. Now, here's another one. For this is a warning. For anyone that has little ears around right now, like little children, I'm going to use some bad words for the rest of the podcast. So you perhaps want to put your little earbuds on or listen to that when the kids are not in the room with you, because some of you may not appreciate me having these words in front of your kids. So fair warning here. So back to my 6-figure in 6 months, having 30 clients. That's bullshit. Okay? That is not the way it's going to happen. Yeah, You may be the fluke, like the 0.01% of us who opens a business and have this flood of people coming in by magic. Like you're the random internet buzz, and all of a sudden, like your list goes from 0 to 20,000 in a month. But that's not what I teach to do. That is not the non-diet way of doing business. That's the bro marketing way. Okay. We have a guest teacher in cohort number 3 of the non-diet mentorship program, Dr. Mazur, who's going to come and teach about the bro marketing tactics and how it's terrible for women to fall into this trap. So people who put that on their application, I'm like, oh my God, they're like knee deep in bro marketing here. Like, do I have any hope of pulling them out of that? Or they're adamant that that's what they want to do? Our program doesn't support that because bro marketing is oppressive. It's fear-based marketing. It's everything that we are not in the non-diet way because it's disempowering to women. Fear-based marketing, oppressive marketing tactics are disempowering women further and further and further down. It goes against everything we do. We, in our program, the non-diet way, we're doing it the right way. So you're not going to have a 6-figure business in 6 months. That is not true. That's not what's going to happen unless you're that 0.001%. But that's not what's going to happen. We're going to build a business that is actually going to empower women. We're going to build the business for you for the long term. No short-term straw fire here. We're going to build a business that will grow with you. And we're going to do it the right way. So that's my first business tip. Do it the right way. Business tip number 2. Imposter syndrome. And this is where I feel a rant is going to come on, okay? Ready? I'm afraid they will find out I'm a fraud. Newsflash. Every one of us is winging it. All of us women in business, we're winging it. Why? Because we have been oppressed. We have been oppressed by patriarchy. Us collectively in this specific group, not only have we been oppressed by patriarchy, we've been oppressed by diet culture. We have spent decades believing that we weren't good enough, that our body wasn't good enough, that we weren't doing health the right way. Every time we weren't good enough, you are going to carry this mindset into your business. This imposter syndrome. I'm going to be very honest with you. Imposter syndrome has been with me my entire career. For those of you who know, I had a 15-year corporate business career. I was the first woman promoted in 6 out of the 8 promotions I had in my career. And yet, get this, I still believe that I was a fraud. You know what was going on in my head? The thought was, I'm only being promoted because I'm a woman. I'm not capable of doing this. They're only being nice to me. Crazy, right? But that's what was happening in my head. Then I went in, I left the business world, went into my first health business, my clinic. And then the thought was for me, who am I to be able to help these people with their health issue? I'm going to hurt them. They're only coming to me because they like me. Even though I had floods of people coming through the door yearly that I had never met before, I still believe that people were nice to me, that they didn't believe I was good enough to operate a clinic. And then I opened beyond the food. And you know what the thought was? I'm fat. I can't do this. Although the non-diet world is the safest health sector for fat people to operate in, my brain still led me to believe that I wasn't good enough. And then right now, in the non-diet professional training program, I have thoughts from time to time that says, who am I to train other professional? I'm elbowing with Ph.D. in this world. I have no Ph.D. I'm not good enough. All of these thoughts have been in my brain. That's imposter syndrome. And it's the reality for all women in business. We need to wrap our head around this. And it's the same for all of our students in the non-diet mentorship program. They all have it too. The difference is they have a tool, just like I do now, to work with it. It's called self-coaching, and we'll come back to that in a few tips from now. Why is that happening to us as women? Some of you may have the answer, but if you're new around here, you're probably like, I have no clue. Okay, here's a couple things you need to do. You need to go back and listen to the prior episodes, Body Image for Health Pro. In there, I'm teaching you the construct of society and how it's affecting us in our body image. But newsflash, that is the same reason why we have imposter syndrome today in our business. The same construct in our society that disempower us in front of our body image, disempower us in our business. And this is tip number 3. You better put your feminist hat on if you hope to be successful in the business world. Most women listening to this podcast episode here, just like 99% of women in first world country, have been raised to please other people. We've been raised to be reasonable in our demands. We've been raised to get things right the first time because making mistakes makes us not smart enough. We've been raised to have good grade. We've been raised when we launch a business, we have to be successful, get it out the door. We've been raised to do what everybody else thinks we should do, and especially not doing anything unexpected. We've been raised to live up to other people's expectation. Well, newsflash, that doesn't build a successful business. So unless you are consciously aware of these societal constructs as a woman, you will get caught up in this bullshit. You will be the person showing up on social media and get caught into this world of pleasing other and being extremely worried about social media and the likes and the share and all the things and gaining followers and doing and using your body as a way of promoting your non-diet business. Like, come on, people. Like showing up in your underwear and your bra goes against every principle of the non-diet approach. This is not how we sell this. This means that you're stuck in diet culture and you're stuck being oppressed by patriarchy, right? What I want you to do is show up on social media and show me you're smart. Show me your intelligence. Show me your approach. Show me the reason why women would want to work with you as a professional. I want to see your brilliance out into social media, not your boobs and your underwear. Every time you do this, you're co-opting diet culture and you're co-opting patriarchy. Sister colleagues, we need to stop this bullshit. We need to put our feminist hats on. We need to first educate ourselves to all those constructs in society and how they work against us. And then we need to go out into the world and teach other women. You will need to work against everything you've been taught as a woman growing up. The whole good girl syndrome. You will need to strap on your courage armor and resist the temptation of falling victim to it. You will need to do a shitload of uncomfortable action. You will need to resist the desire for you to go crazy on the likes on your social media, but instead showing up with intelligent, smart, brilliant content. You will need to say hell no to not good enough. Every time these thoughts comes into your brain, you will need to actively and intentionally overrule them. We cannot let patriarchy and diet culture win once more. Collectively, as a group of leaders in the non-diet industry, we need to do things differently. We need to help other women pull themselves out of the same oppressive system that we were once caught into. And we cannot do that in the diet culture way, in the bro marketing way. We need to do that with our smarts and our intelligence. We need to do that by taking daily, dreadfully uncomfortable action and doing everything our brain tells us we shouldn't be doing. Otherwise, you know what will happen? Patriarchy will come to the non-diet business world and will create program led by men, designed by men, for women, and for our own recovery, quote, recovery, because it's not going to be true. And I'll show you exactly why in just a second. Showing women how to recover from a system built by men, designed to oppress women, and men are going to come and teach us. Watch this. If we don't do this, sisters, strongly together, it will happen. As a matter of fact, it's happening right now. There is a program right now being marketed to women to recover from diet culture, and I will leave this program nameless, but it's led by a man. I'm not kidding you. It is. It is led by a man. It is led by a man, and its audience, obviously, because it's not targeted only to women. My program are targeted only to women, but his program are not targeted only for women. But guess what? 98% of the people joining his program are women, because women are the prime target of diet culture. So women are joining his program and hope to recover from diet culture, change their body image, and change their relationship to food. And guess what? It is led by a man. A man is out there trying to teach. I'm saying trying because he's not. Trying to teach women how to recover from years of oppression of diet culture and poor body image. And it's a man standing on stage. This is why we need to put our feminist hat on. Diet culture is a system of oppression designed to oppress women, and the only way out is with us women strapping on our armor courage, some of us going out there, building businesses that are going to help other women. Patriarchy is never going to come and save women away from the oppression of diet culture. The only way out for us to overthrow diet culture, to get it out of our life, is by us grouping, binding, leading each other out of this mess. Now, remember at the beginning when I said this podcast may trigger you? I went on a few rants already. You could feel my voice coming up, right? This is a passion coming out of my pore. And some of you may have been triggered. So I want to have compassion for you, and I want you to have compassion for yourself. It's normal to get triggered when we began our journey understanding the mechanism and the structure behind the reason why we were stuck dieting for years. So if it's your first introduction to this, it's totally normal that you were triggered. Put your hands on your heart, take a deep breath, and know that this is only a sign that there is more for you to learn. And the more you learn into this, the less you will get triggered. So I'm going to move on now to business tip number 4. Mindset is the key to your business success. Putting your feminist hat on will require you to do a boatload of mindset work. Otherwise, you will take 2 steps forward towards uncomfortable action and then get stuck and paralyzed and go right back in the vicious circle of self-doubt and shame and not show up in your business. Self-coaching is the way for you to put your feminist hat on. And this is not positive thinking and affirmation. No, that's not it. That is not how we reprogram our brain. We actually need to go at the root of it and rebuild our belief system. To our client, we teach that about them having to rebuild their belief system around their body. To us as leader, we need to rebuild our belief system about us being business owner. And please, don't go and learn your mindset from men, from patriarchy. Mindset work that needs to be done as women business entrepreneur is unique And it must be led. This is the type of work that must be led from women to women, or people identifying as women to people identifying as women. Otherwise, it will just be another spin on patriarchy and then send you right back into diet culture marketing, diet culture type business. Business tip number 5. I just avoided a rant right now. I don't know if you noticed that because I was going to spin right out of control, but I'm going to bring myself together. Business tip number 5, fear of failure. Get failure out of your language. Failure is a word that was taught to us, not just us as women, but taught to us in modern society as a word to keep us out of our power. Failure doesn't exist. It's a learning experience. Every time something doesn't work the way we want to, it's just an opportunity for us to learn. If you haven't yet read the book, Growth Mindset versus Fixed Mindset, I'm not sure that that's the name of the title, but it's a book. Google Growth Mindset by Carol Dweck. I want you to go and read that. If you're like deep into the fear of failure, this book will get you out of it. This is not a feminist book. This is a book made for everyone. However, this is what we need to do and the type of mindset we need to adopt to be successful in our business, a growth mindset. Business tip number 6. Own your success. Celebrate your success. Celebrate yourself. Your brain will want to find evidence that you're not good enough everywhere. If you let your brain do its thing, you will never find success anywhere. You will have to intentionally, courageously, daily look at evidence that things are successful for you, because your brain is not trained to do that, especially after decades being stuck in diet culture and nitpicking at your food and at your body. Your brain is well trained to do what is not going to make you successful in business, which is nitpicking and finding evidence that things aren't working. You're going to have to reprogram that shit daily using self-coaching and take the smidget of small little success you have and celebrate the shit out of it. This is how, with time and intention and practice, you're going to rewire your brain to look for success and own your success. Tip number 7, find a mentor. And dear God, I hope this mentor will be a woman. We need to be led by women as women in business. We need to be led by women as women in the non-diet professional approach. And find one that the mindset that they're approaching their business, they're approaching life with, they're approaching their own recovery with, you admire. Business tip number 8, trust your instinct. In the same way that your innate body wisdom is capable to guide you with your food choices. Newsflash, this is Intuitive Eating 101. That same innate wisdom is able to guide you in your business choice. We teach a tool called Body Compass, where you go into your body and you ask your body which decision you need to make about your business. Because that same power with food is powerful with every single decision in your life. And business tip number 9, become a producer instead of a consumer. And that's a big thing I know I was stuck in for years. I consume other people's content to compare myself. And that was absolutely unproductive towards my own business and towards me going out and changing other people's word. Now, consuming other people's content is not the same as learning. You can go and learn attending a training seminar with your mentor, with somebody you admire, take notes and learn professional skills, right? There's no problem with that. What I'm talking about is watching your competition on social media and their business site and look at their product and nitpick their product against yours. That needs to stop. You need to do your own thing. Instead of consuming other people's content, produce a shitload of content, especially when you start. You need to build trust and credibility with your audience. You need to show up and show your smart, your intelligence daily. And then to build that trust factor, that credibility factor, and with time, it will naturally grow. So thank you for still being with me. Those that are get through all this rant and you're still here today. I would love to hear from you, by the way. Leave a review on this podcast, on your podcast app, or send me a message through social media and let me know how this episode impacted you. There you have it. We have one more episode to season 2. This is going to be a fun one. This is going to be a no script episode where I'm going to answer, I think, 15 questions and I have 2 minutes to answer them. And for me, that is like a big challenge. I like to rant, as you probably figured out now. So like containing myself to 2 minutes to answer a question, that's going to be a challenge. So hopefully you'll show up and we'll have fun together on this episode. I love you, sister, and I'll see you on the next one. Ready to shed diet culture from your practice and help more clients do the same? Awesome. We've got 3 resources to get you started. Simply go to stephaniedodier.com/pro series, all in one word, and access our 3 free training classes that are currently available. We also have a free PDF guide to intuitive eating, an article about the non-diet approach. We also offer a variety of paid programs throughout the year to support you in your journey to undiet your coaching practice. Join us at stephaniedodier.com/pro series, and I'll see you on the other side.